Hi. It is Sunday night. I was in the city tonight. Like I told you guys, I had to take, well, I didn't have to, but I took a shift and I couldn't cancel it, so I had to work it. And I found a really cool new, it's not even a wine bar, it's like a French, maybe deli or something. And I was asking the guy who works there for like a recommendation on a bottle, and he gave me one. So this is called Muscadet Sans Soufre Ajouté. Catharos. This is like a French bottle. Yeah, product of France. So it was imported. I thought that was pretty cool. We are gonna sip this tonight as we chat about some things. I have things to say. Yeah, I decided to move off of the floor. I don't know if I told you guys, but I did order a chair. This is like a desk chair, but I don't actually use my desk anymore because I don't really do, well, I do computer work, but I do it like at my actual desk in my office. So in my actual home, I don't have a need for like a desk because I write on paper here, and I like to do that in my bed, but I'll have a cool chair now that I can do that in. So that's exciting. I've also been clearing a lot of stuff out of my room, but there's a couple things I want to talk about. So, okay, Diddy came out with a new music video for Gotta Move On, the remix with Carisha and Ashanti, and I love seeing Black people in just like living in luxury and just like completely fucking getting it. I don't know, I really like it. I don't know why it's so great for me, but I like it. And this is a good bottle. I still really like that Trader Joe's bottle that I got the other day. I gotta say, there's something about that one that is just so good. This one's pretty good too, though. Also, it might just be like noteworthy. I got a ridiculous amount of chores done this week. Like, man, so many chores. Yeah, so many chores. Like, so many. And man, to see, excuse me, Ashanti kind of come and it's not just like occupy space. Like Ashanti has come and she let everybody know. Okay, she let everybody know. Like, Irv Gotti, like, what the hell are you even talking about? Like, you are bugging. Like, you're talking about some shit that happened 20 years ago, my nigga. You are old. You need to move on with your life. This is what Ashanti is saying in this video. Oh, I know, those fruit flies are going for my wine. So I actually washed all my dishes and I got rid of pretty much all my produce. But now, like, it's like any time that I open it's just, I can't even bring a tomato here because they love, I eat a lot of produce, like lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and I cook them, and it's like a garden in here almost, basically. And it just requires so much work to like clean up after every fucking day. It's so much work, and I have to like constantly take out the trash. It's a lot. And I already work, like it's a lot. For me, adulting is just a lot of work. So whatever, it's not an excuse, but it is like a legitimate reason, right? I thought it was also very funny. Some of my neighbors are extra passive aggressive, and they put a sign on the dryer It's like, it was a wiki, they printed out a wiki article that says, here's how to clean out the dryer. Because I guess some people on this floor don't do it. I thought that was very funny. Whoever did that, if you're watching this channel, you are fucking hilarious. That's super funny. I'm not mad at you. That's hilarious though. That's so funny. What else have I got? Yeah, I don't know. I just, there's so many parts of this video I love. I love Ashanti's outfit. Okay, so Ashanti wore this like pink fur, these like high pink boots, like her outfit was just incredible. Like and then Caresha's got like this like icy necklace. She's like, I could buy me a nigga. It's just like, this is true. Caresha could buy like 10 dudes. So it's just so like, oh man, I can't describe you. I love seeing like dark skinned black people, just like they look just so African, but they just look so rich. That's because they are very rich. Everyone in this video is just like extra rich. They're just super ballin'. And I just think that has to be normalized, because like all those people have been balling for quite some time. Like, this is not new. So, oh, okay. I know what I actually did want to talk about. And I was thinking about this today. I was actually thinking about this earlier in the week. But I didn't post about it because I felt like I didn't, I guess I was trying to think about it more in depth. That was the issue. I just had like a lot of strong feelings about it, and I didn't want to give you guys like a half-ass article about it. But here's the big idea. Like, things cost money. Like, every single thing costs money, and every person who's alive has had someone to foot the bill. So for some reason in our society, there are people who are like making fun of like orphans or foster kids, like as though like they too are not being taken care of. They're being taken care of by the state. Like, the state is footing the bill, but it's not free. Okay, like someone is buying their school clothes every single year. They're going to public school, which like every student every year gets like $11,000. It's like, or no, I think it's like $15,000 every year is what public taxes pay for every student in school. So including orphans or poor people or black people, like every person has like $15,000 in worth of public education money every year that the state pays for. That's kind of a lot of money when you really think about it. It's not free. Like, to be alive in America is not free. Like, and then you have to think about it. They get 3 meals every single day. So they get clothes, they get 3 meals a day, they get public education all the way up through 12th grade. Like, maybe the social experience isn't very good, and maybe there's like bullying and like mental health issues or abuse. But when we're literally just talking about gross economics here, like, we have created a society in which like public education is free, like for the consumer, but for the society, it costs money. So what I'm saying is, like, all the way up until you turn 18, your life is paid for by someone else. Like, if your parents are actually that shitty and someone is abusing you, you should definitely go to a police officer and tell them that, and you should become an orphan. Like, for real. Because, like, maybe orphanages, okay, they're not great, but there are some great foster parents. Straight up. And there are some foster homes that are just decent. Like, all of them are not nightmares. Some of them are, but it can't possibly be all of them. And even if there are like that many that are bad, just fucking run away. Like, just literally go get a job and then just rent a room on Airbnb. Like, everyone can do that now. Like, no one's stopping. At this point, it's very simple to do it. Like, the difference between a foster student who's 15, and a like 21-year-old who just moves across the country, it's not really a big difference. Get a fucking job, use the money to pay your bills. apply for food stamps. If like your caregiver isn't giving you food or something, report them and then get a better one who will give you food. Like, you are entitled to 3 meals a day. And then if you're poor, you can get some college to pay for you to go to college, which is just like another 4 years of you getting a free ride. And then if you actually just show up to class every day and like kind of do the work, you'll have like enough skills to just get a regular ass job. Like the job that I have, I had to test into it. I had to take like 3 tests and go through all these interviews. But you'll be socialized because you've just been around other people, especially if you go to college. Like if you're poor, you definitely should go to college. And when you go, you'll be like socialized in this way that will enable you to interact with other people in society. And so it won't be very hard for you to like just get a fucking job. You know what I mean? Like, man. Yeah, I don't know. God, stupid fucking nap. Oh man, okay, so when I was like, I wasn't playing with the kickstand, but I was like putting the kickstand down earlier. I definitely, actually, just give me a second, because I do need to do this. And I was going to do it earlier, but I forgot. So I'll explain to you guys what I did. This is a cup of just really hot water, and I'm just gonna soak my finger in this while we chat, just so hopefully I got a it's like a splinter. It's like a metal splinter though, so I want that piece of metal to like come out on its own. And by soaking my finger in water, it will like loosen up the skin. And hopefully it'll just float out. But if it doesn't come out by tomorrow, I'm gonna slice the skin open and then just pull it out. I'm a bit extreme and grotesque, but you know, it's the life of a vampire. No, I'm fucking with you guys, I'm joking. Yeah, but so things aren't free. Like everything costs money. And so that's the part that's like really strange in adulthood, where there's so many people who are poor. And I think that one of the major factors of poverty is like I said, the state is funding like the bare minimum cost of living. Like they pay foster parents a certain amount of money every year to take care of the foster kids, and that's to like buy them clothes, to give them medical care, to drive them back and forth to school, and they even give like the adults like a little bit of extra money just so that they can it's like a paid job kind of, right? So the reason that some people grow up in poverty is because like the state is not interfering in like the cost of living, and their parents are forced to foot the bill. But like, let's say you are a family of like 7. Like this is actually a common scenario, like especially in communities of color. There will be like a single mom with like 7 kids, and she makes like $4,000 a month or something. Like, there's just not enough money and not enough like physical humans to provide all that is needed for all of those children. So when children are very young, they require so many like social, emotional, like there's this social emotional bonding time that's just like being around another human, like having another human talk to you, having another human help you like self-regulate. And what I'm saying there is like having another person help you use the bathroom, wash your clothes, cook your meals, because like you are not old enough to do those things. Like you can't feed yourself yet. You can't clean yourself yet. Like nobody's taught you how to do that. So somebody has to teach you how to do that. And it's typically your parents. But if you have like 7 kids and you're working like 10 hours a day, you don't actually have the time to do that. And you don't actually have the money to like pay for all the basic shit, right? Like, no, we're not talking about anything extra. We're talking about the basic stuff. Like, you can't even afford shoes for all the kids. You can't afford clothes like like a winter coat, which might be like $17 for like your son. Like they can't afford that because they've got like, it's like one woman with like 7 kids. And I'm not even talking about in the developing world. I'm talking about in America. And then the kids might go to like a really awful, they might live in a very poor neighborhood, you know, go to schools in a really awful district. So then there's nobody there to like actually read at home. So the kids don't have anyone reading to them. So all the stories that all the other kids are getting at home, these kids have never heard those stories before. So, what about that? That is the reality. But for some weird reason, like people are pretending like something else is happening, and I can't understand that. Like, that's what poverty is. Poverty is not being like one person making $5,000 a month. If you're one person making $5,000 a month, you're solid. Like, you have more than enough money to cover your cost of living. You just need to figure out how to budget and how to like live within your means. But if you are one person just taking care of yourself, earning $5,000 a month, and you never have any other dependents or any other responsibilities, like, you are fucking, especially if you have your health, oh my god, like, you are fine. All you should focus on is like your education and just making sure that you continue to work. Like, keep working so that you continue to understand, you know, like how society functions, and like you just continue to make sure that like you are participating in the economy, but like you're Gucci. Like, what? Like, you're fine. I feel like that's a little bit hard for some people to like understand. Like, single people just taking care of themselves are not the problem at all. Men or women. If you're reporting to your job every day or 5 days a week, you know, and you're taking home your paycheck and you're just like chilling, like, you aren't the problem. That you're good. You're good. You're good. It's the, like, poverty is when you, like, you don't have enough resources to take care of all the shit. It's the people with, like, 6, if you're, like, even if you're 2 adults with 1 child, you, even if today you have no job, you could both go out and get minimum wage jobs tomorrow, and then you'd be actually good. You'll be Roseanne, but you'll be able to pay for your cost of living. Like, you'll be able to go to McDonald's with your family on the weekend and spend maybe $30 or something, get Happy Meals for your children, who will be very happy, actually. And like, I don't know, like, that is a perfectly acceptable American life that many families do. And then the next generation of your kids can go on to college. Like, that's how it works. I think the problem is like people are just trying to skip steps for weird reasons, and I don't actually understand that. Like, why is everybody trying to skip steps? Why doesn't everybody just be where they are, you know? Like, just be where you are for a second. Like, be okay with being like, basic. I don't know how to describe people like me though, because like I actually have a lot of skills and I'm not utilizing my skills in this economy. Like, it's just a waste of skills, really. And it's a waste of other people's money because a lot of companies have invested companies have invested, I want to say like $500,000 into my education. And it's like I'm not using any of it at all. Not to any companies, like I'm not benefiting any company at all. Not even my own, because I don't have a company. So no one is benefiting from the intellectual like capacity that I have. No one is benefiting at all. This is why I feel like for the benefit of humanity, it would just make more sense for me to leave. Because then I could at least invest the like intellectual capital that I have to make humanity better for someone. Maybe not everyone, but like it does seem like it would be a real waste, you know, because like some people don't have the training, you know, like they've never solved the problems, you know what I mean? Like they don't know how to solve the problems. They've never done the thing. It's like I really have. I'm not saying it in some metaphysical way. Oh, I've done this. Oh, I've done. Like, well, actually, no. Like, I actually have done the thing, but I'm like literally like not using the skill at all. Like, this is not like this particular thing. Like, just isn't being. Oh God, I see it. Oh, I see it. Oh, it's okay. Let's actually, I'm sorry, I'm gonna grab tweezers and just take this out really quick because I see it now. Oh God. I mean, these are tweezers, but actually I don't think these tweezers are fine tooth enough to cover it. We'll soak these in the hot water for a second. I think I have some better tweezers in this box of shit. Guys, I have so much stuff in this apartment. Like, I can't even. It's so hard to like basically move at all because when I say move, I'm just saying like change anything because I have like so much shit that's like already in place. So every single time I change something, you know, it's like a burden a little bit. And oof. Okay, so I just caught it. Like, I see it. I caught it. I think the biggest issue here is it's like... Oh, yeah, actually... Oh, interesting. No, like I see it, but I have to like put this pressure on it in order for it to come out, and then I can't grab it. Yeah, I think I need a finer tooth, sort of. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to the emergency. Or on Tuesday, I have I have some time in the morning. And I might just go to they have like a little clinic that's not that far, and I might just go and get them to do it, honestly, because I just don't have the patience for this. like I need another hand to like grab the thing, and I don't want it to close up, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is nuts because I definitely like see it. And like I feel it, and like it kind of like has the capacity to come out. I'm kind of like wiggling it out, but like also kind of not. And like I don't think I'm gonna get it out like by myself. I don't think. Maybe because I see it now, and like oh, I got it. Wow, great. I think I just got it out. Oh, perfect. I got it out. Yay! All right, let's get the Vaseline. All right, so that's a pro tip. If you get metal in your finger, you just want to soak it in the water, like help the most. Like just soaking it in the water was like the best thing I could do for it. Vaseline is also this like lubricant that just helps like skin repair. And then like it was a little painful, but not very painful. Like sticking it in the water, and because the water goes through the sides of it, it flows through, right? Another useful thing to do, like when you stick the Vaseline on it like this, you can kind of just put a like a tissue paper around it like that. It's like you're gonna have to hold it into place, but it's just kind of like so the Vaseline, you want to give the coagulants a chance to like group up and kind of like attack the space that's open. You might not have any fucking idea what I'm talking about, and if that's the case, it's fine. But in like 3 days, this entire, and as you guys saw, there was no bleeding. I mean, it was a very small piece of metal that sliced through. And I soaked it in water, and I continuously put lotion on my hands. So that could be a part of the reason sort of the healing process has been so successful for me. But yeah, I mean, I kind of, what I'm trying to point to is the fact that like, if you're alive, and I'm not even, I'm getting past race here. If you're alive, your life is worth living. I think you just really have to decide for yourself what it is that you are passionate about. Like, there's a lot of problems in society. there's a lot of interest in society. Hopefully you've gotten to a point, because you've gone through, like, definitely go through K through 12 school, and I would also encourage you to just go through college, and whatever your interests are at that point, like, just go through that. So if you've gone through K through 12 and gone through college, if you skipped a part of that, like, go back to whatever part that you skipped and, like, complete it. Like, solve whatever problem that you need to solve in order to complete it. If you're like, oh, well, I had all these family problems, so then I need to get permanent housing, and then whatever your issue was, go solve that and make it through, you know, to high school, and then make it through college. And then kind of see, like, look at the world around you and see the problems that exist. And there's somebody who's, like, studying that problem. Or if there's no one who's studying that problem, join a research group that's, like, similar enough and go get a PhD in that problem and, like, start to explore that. Like, there's new groups of researchers starting up who are studying communities of incels, right? Because that's a problem we have never seen in society before until now. Incels are new, and now there are people who are coming up and studying them. They're like a new problematic group. But they have, you know, people studying them. And that's the thing. This is really great. It's just so tasty. Wow. I don't know. I feel like I'm not making these, like, coherent video essays because I'm not Khadijah or anything, but I just try to come on so you guys can get, like, a general sense of, like, how I think. And kind of, like, what I'm up to, so that you don't feel like you're not super confused about how I process. For me, this is how it works. This is not how it works for everybody. Some people are way different than me. Like, I'm type A, but I'm very lax right now. Mostly because there are some problems that I don't have solutions to, and I need to find solutions to them. When I do, like when I get some settlements from some of these lawsuits, you guys are gonna have a black type A bitch that you have never seen before. You think that Kelly Stamps is the introvert that you all were looking for, but you have no idea. Wow, this is delicious. Man, this sandwich tastes like money. I can't describe it, but it's so fucking good. Wow.